Today, we're going to talk about contributing to an open source project. Now, this is very important because open source projects really benefit from outside eyes, people outside of the main project to add or to revise different aspects of the project itself. So if you think about some of the most successful open source projects like Linux or Git or any of those types of things, even Astro, I do a lot of videos on Astro and the code is open source so you can contribute to it. There's a lot of benefit with outsiders looking at the code, being able to see what it's doing, but also making additions or revisions to the code. So today I wanted to walk through how you might go about contributing to an open source project. I've done a few this year, and I kind of try to make it a goal to contribute more to open source because in the long run, making these additions and contributions to these projects benefit you because you're using the software. So the more robust or the more things you can fix or add, the better the software will be for everybody. And it's one of the best ways to support stuff that you like is to make it better. So here's a few that I've done this year. I do a lot of documentation stuff. I'm a big fan of documentation sites, which sounds weird, but I like static sites and I like documentation sites. So I've contributed to the GitHub docs, the React documentation. I fixed a footer issue on the Blue Sky website. So yeah, it's super important and it's pretty easy. So I'm going to walk you through how you might go about contributing to a project. In order to contribute, usually projects have a separate directory or file, either called contribute.markdown or a contribute directory. So I went ahead and looked at some code on the GitHub documentation. So here's the GitHub docs. And we have the README. So the first place that you might want to look is the README file within the root of the project. So the main landing page here, there is a section on contributing. It goes through setting up an environment and issue templates for more complex contributions. And they encourage you to look through the open issues, which is important. That's another important thing is each of these projects, if it's a big project like the GitHub docs, there's going to be open issues. So you want to make sure that you're not working on an issue that's already solved. So I found this issue of this file with a broken link. It is within the contributing directory. And if you see on here, the commit messages tell me that the contributing directory has been depreciated. However, I need an example to show for this video. So I'm going to go through anyways. I might not submit the pull request itself, but I do want to show you all the steps that you take. And some of these other links are still working and the code's still in here. So I assume that they want the link working regardless if the directory is depreciated or not. So let's just move forward. But first, we're going to make sure that it's not a current open issue. Like I said, if someone already has this issue open, they have a pull request open for it, we don't want to have to redo that. So we're going to have the flags is issue and is open. And I'm going to just type in a contributing as a keyword. So here we have, there's an issue with redundant sentences, but I don't see an issue anywhere else. So this would be a prime example of something to fix. And if I hover over this link, it's looking for a document called contributing.md. So what I can do is search within the repo contributing.md to find that file. And I'm just going to go through the file list here and try and find that document. So here's one, and it looks like it's empty, but it's not. Okay, it's within the .github folder. So this is the contributing guide. So it looks like this is the file that we want. And the cool thing is with this, we can go right along with this to make sure we're doing everything. We can use this as a template. All the information that we need to contribute is in the document that we just found that's broken link. So the first thing they suggest is to go through the README, which we have already done. So I think that they encourage you to make an issue if it's a complex issue. This is just a broken link. All right. So let's hit the pencil icon on this file and we're going to fork the repository. This path is wrong. So what I want to do is get this on my local machine and build it. So here's my fork. I'm within my GitHub profile. Here's my fork. So this is going to take a minute. It's just cloning my fork, which is a copy of the main documentation repository, onto my laptop, cloning it. And some of these projects like this, for example, there's a lot of documents. There's a ton. So you can see it's a big repository. So it's going to take a minute, and it's going to take a minute to build. I think the one for the React docs was even bigger, believe it or not. I could just edit right in the browser here, but I want to verify that the link is correct. I want to verify that when I click this link in like VS Code, it goes to the correct document, which is, here it is. So it's within docs, and then it's within the .github folder. All right, so now we are in VS Code with our files here, and there should be a README here. And let's control click this, and we'll see that it does not open. Unable to open contributing.md. So this path is wrong. So what I need to figure out is how to go to the next path. Should be this. Let's save that and click it. There it is. This might be the smallest contribution of all time. But we fixed it. So the path was looking for contributing.md, which would be in the root. So it's just ... which would mean the root. And as you can see, the root of the project, the main directory, there's no contributing. But within the .github folder, there is a contributing.md. So that's all we did. So here's our tiny little update for the fixed link. And I'll say fixed link within. So I'll try to be descriptive. I'm going to have to give some more information for the pull request, so I'm not going to be too thorough with the title. But if we go to contributing, we go to readme.md. So fixed top link, I'll commit this to main. So we got to commit our code. So we're on our branch. So this is a copy or a fork of the repository, the documentation repository that lives on my profile. So what I'm going to do now is go to my profile. I'll go to my fork, and here is the fork. And we're going to open a pull request. So here's my fork. We'll see I have one commit here. We can click on the commit and see that I fixed the link to the document. And there's a drop down for contribute, and it says open pull request. This branch is one commit ahead of the main branch. So I'm going to open a pull request. And this is, you'll see up here that we have a leaves docs. So this is my fork, and I'm using just the main branch. If you open an issue, this is another thing, and this is going to be covered within the contributing documentation. But if you open an issue and you have a pull request that fixes an issue, more than likely they're going to ask for the ticket ID or the issue ID within a separate branch. So just be mindful of that. And this goes back to, again, all projects are slightly different when it comes to how they want contributions from users. With mine, I'm just using the main branch, and I'm contributing into the main protected GitHub Docs branch, and I'm going to create a pull request. And here, when I click create pull request, they make my life really easy. They're giving me a template of a pull request. So these are the types of things that they want to see with the pull request. These are the information that they want. So here the title is going to generate from my git commit. It says fixed top link. I'll make it look a little nicer. All right, so the title, fixed contributing guide top link within contributing readme. Thank you for contributing. You must fill out this information before we can review the pull request by explaining why you're making the change and what changes you've made. We can triage your pull request. So usually this takes a day or two, and it'll go through multiple checks and stuff, especially if it's a larger project. There's multiple checks with like GitHub Actions. They'll check and make sure the formatting's correct, and it'll maybe test for bugs and stuff when it's built. If it's an existing issue, once we've gotten to this part, it is suggesting to open an issue, so that's what I'll do. So I'll get started with this issue. I will copy the topic here, the title, and I can actually point them to the document. So this is the document. Actually, let's even go further. We'll get the README. Where's the README? Here. This. Contributing guide is broken. So here we go. Improves existing content. Copy the title. I have read the code of conduct. I'm linking the document, which is the contributing README, and the top link of the contributing guide. The top link to the contributing guide is broken. I'll submit new issue. We're almost done here. This is 30584. So I'll go back to the pull request. Where's the pull request? Here we go. 30584. Let me remove these comments just to make it easier for them. I will say the link to the contributing guide at the top of the README is broken, which is right here. Perfect. I have reviewed my changes in staging. I'm going to create the pull request, this big green button. There it is. It's going to run through some checks. This is how actual production software works. So we'll see, we're running through the checks. There's a lot. Look at all of these. This is crazy. And they're all required. So like I said, it usually takes a day or two to have the keepers of this project review it and triage the changes through. And that's really it. They're going to look at my code and review it. And if they are happy with it, they will merge it into the main branch. So I hope this was helpful. I hope that I benefited these projects by showing people the path to take when contributing. Just remember to look at their README, whatever the project is, the README or the contributing directory. Make sure you go through their documentation on how they would like issues to be structured, how they would like pull requests to be structured, and help support the projects you use by contributing to them. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in the next video.